Types of WBC. The types of WBC, before that we should know how the WBC can be synthesized, and we have certain terms like CFU, GN, and some are known as CFU only, that is NK. So there are some other cells also, CFUE. So this concept I'm not going to include here because this itself is a big topic and it is not possible to cover up in this small video. So let's start with the types only. We are not going to discuss how WBC exactly form or how other cells are going to form. So if we consider only the types, then WBC is of two different types. One is known as agranulocyte and other one is known as granulocyte. Agranulocyte means A means no and granule means small particles. In simple language, I can consider it as like sand kind of particle, and cyte means cell. That means inside the cell, if small particles are absent, then that type of WBC cell is known as a granulocyte. Again, if the cyte or the cell, that is WBC we are considering, inside that if granules are present, that means the small particles are present, that means it is considered as granulocytes. So now let's check what we can write for agranulocyte and granulocyte. So the first point, please note it down that it do not possess granules in its cytoplasm. But here in the cytoplasm, granules are present. Similarly, the next case we can write here, this is the most important concept. A granulocyte is always monomorphic nucleus is present. And here we should write it is the polymorphic nucleus is present. This two term is very important for entrance examination. So we need to see these two terms separately and let's check how we can consider something as monomorphic and why we are considering something as polymorphic. The term mono stands for single, whereas morphic stands for morphology or external structure, or I can write appearance as well. Now you check the structure. If this is a cell, let me consider, and inside that cell if I have this kind of nucleus, that means it has a structure and the structure is nothing but the spherical, or it may be any kind of structure, but it should be only one. It may be spherical, it may be round, it may be irregular, but that irregularity doesn't have different kinds of irregularity. Only one irregularity it might have. So in that case, that is known as monomorphic. Similarly, if we check the word polymorphic, it stands for multiple. Poly means multiple and morphic means the external appearance. So if somebody have external appearance, multiple external appearance, then that are considered as polymorphic condition. Now, if the polymorphic condition is for nucleus, then what we can consider that this kind of nucleus has multiple compartments, or instead of writing compartments, we can also write lobes. That means, suppose if I consider this as a nucleus, let me say this is a nucleus. Now, what happens if I constrict the nucleus in such a way that if I can make one constriction here, if I will make one constriction here, then the single nucleus, this is one nucleus, right? The single nucleus, it will look like something like this. Yes, and you can see here multiple lobes. That means I can see here 1, 2 and 3 lobes are present. But this nucleus is single only. Their lobes are multiple because we have given some depression in between these areas. So in this structure, I can see multiple lobes or multiple constriction. Therefore, it is known as polymorphic. That means externally we can see it as multiple numbers of lobe, but usually it is only the single nucleus that we are making. It seems to like multiple numbers of nucleus, but it is not exactly. It is single nucleus only, and it has multiple lobes. So I hope everyone is clear till this part what is monomorphic nucleus and what is polymorphic nucleus.